Hey bicycle junkies, welcome back to the channel. In this week's episode we're going to take a look at a very unique marketplace find. This time around is a 1996 20-inch Fuji Folder mountain bike. With winter upon us here in southern New England, temperatures here have been dropping steadily, but I still wanted to find time to get out there and ride. But I had a couple options that were available to me at the moment. But this bike actually caught the attention, especially at its price point and its folding capabilities as well. So I put it on the save list for now, as I was building my list up for winter beaters. As you can see, I had actually had three in mind. I had two mongooses and one giant that were pretty easy to put together, but I think I was still looking for something that was unique. After watching the bike for maybe a few weeks or so, and seeing that nobody had bought it at that $25 price point, I think it was time that I reached out and see if it was still available. To my surprise, it was, and I headed over just a couple towns away to take a look at it. But prior to me looking at it, I had asked the seller if it was the folding model, which apparently he didn't know it was a folding Fuji model. There are two models of these. One is the limited edition Marlboro model, which those who are smokers could send in their buy packs of cigarettes and send in some kind of code for points on the bike itself and save up for the bike, which I believe turned out to be like $100 or so. I could be wrong, but there were two different models of this. I was hoping it was the Marlboro model, but I didn't see the front badge until I got there. But either way, it worked out pretty good. Upon arrival and inspection, it was in great shape. It just sat there basically. Gentleman threw a bag on top of the saddle itself with I think there was a cover on top of the saddle, which was a velo saddle. Just had a couple nicks on the saddle itself, but that was nothing big. I didn't try to haggle the seller down at $25. That price point was ridiculously low for something that, you know, basically a folder bike, which costs around maybe $200 nowadays. But it definitely had value to it, and I was pretty satisfied. He was excited to get rid of it as well. So once I got home with the bike, I looked it over again and had to replace front and rear tires because they were all cracked. We upgraded the tires to Bontrager's LT3 26 by 2.0s. The bike had these floppy pedals that could fold, but they were really cheap. They weren't that great of pedals to put on the bike, so I upgraded those with some Welgo platform flats, which gave it a cleaner look. Also threw on some SKS beaver tail mud guards since winter is here already. I'm gonna need that protection as well. And for a little bit more comfort, I upgraded the saddle from the stock Velo saddle to a Japanese Taihi United suspension saddle, which complemented the bike pretty nicely. It feels really great riding with it. So I found that in my bike parts and added that as well to the list of upgrades. For 1996, this Fuji Folder came equipped with Shimano tourney, front and rear derailleurs, as well as the thumb shifters as well. 5-speed freewheel in the back versus the 3-ring fast track CPI 170mm crank. I believe it's a 28, 38, 48. Pretty heavy. The bike itself was pretty heavy, probably weighing in stock around close to 30 pounds. but it's pretty sturdy for a winter beater, I would say. The frame is made up of 4130 chromoly, and I forgot to mention that there were Shimano cantilever brakes as well on it, as well as the original Velo saddle, which, as mentioned, was upgraded. Speaking of upgrades, if I do decide to keep the bike, I would most likely replace the front and rear wheels, as they are bolted on and are a little bit heavier, and also would opt for the quick release with lighter wheels, new tires, would replace probably the entire drivetrain. The crank is probably the most heaviest part. That would alleviate some weight off the frame itself. Would also replace the stem and bars as well as the gearing. I'd probably go up maybe 7 or 8 speeds on this thing as possible. So I'd highly recommend, if you do see one of these out there, to pick it up if the price is right, especially for its folding aspects, to be able to fold it in half and put it in the trunk or throw it on a bus or train, making your commute much better. So this is going to end this episode of the 1996 20-inch Fuji Folder mountain bike. I'd like to thank all you new and old subscribers for your consistent support of the channel. We're heading in the right direction, as I can see, but we'll eventually get there. Just bear with me with video uploads. It's been a crazy start to a new year, so please be safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next video.